I mean, I know what it is, so we can discuss it, and it's on the agenda, so I could.
Oh, yeah.
So he retired when the new person was appointed.
Are
So,
we gonna have?
question. I don't see on the. 14th. I'm looking at the minutes for last time. Did you move it? Oh. Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Get it.
Put it. Yes.
This. Sir, the tile.
What would? We're still gonna. It's like I'm-
Exactly.
Hey, Scarlett.
Hi.
Hold on. Let's- You have them. Okay. So but he's not actively looking. All right, sir. What are you here for? The name? Is that Rodriguez?
Yes.
Okay, so you're the walk-on for Rodriguez? Okay, sir. Apis?
Yeah, I think
C? Whale parking surface, okay. Sir? Oh, go in. And the gentleman in the back there. One more time. It would be the client's name or your name. One more time. What's the address? So
No.
Latore. Latore for shutters. Okay. The couple in the back by the fireplace. Hi, what's your name? What are you here for tonight? The name one more time, I'm sorry. That's Mayoli, there you are. I'm sorry, D. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Good evening, everyone. We ask when your address is called to step up to the podium and speak into the mic. Also, any questions regarding to updates and follow-ups for building permits, it will go to our building official that comes once a week. If it requires structural review, it goes to our structural and MEP's mechanical, electrical, plant, plumbing. Okay? If you have additional questions, pull me to the side. I'll be happy to help.
Are you on the agenda tonight? The name? On the agenda tonight? The name? Sacko, okay. All right, is everybody ready now?
Yeah.
So let's get started. So good evening, everyone. This is the Planning and Zoning Board meeting for the Village of Biscayne Park for November 15th, 2021. Do the roll call. Edward Leyva,
Present.
Scarlett Hammonds.
Yes.
I'm here, Gage Hartung, as well as SB from the Building Department. Here. Both Manny Espinoza and our new member, David Grun, both are not going to be here, and they did send letters in saying they weren't, so if I can get a motion to excuse.
A motion to excuse Manny
Second.
and David.
Ed and Scarlett, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so they're excused. All right, so I'm going to try and go, there's a lot of people here, so I'm going to go down the agenda and hopefully we'll get everybody. I might skip down, to the people that are here, and then we'll come back up to the agenda to the other items. So the first one I see is Old Business A, Brickell Key Estates LLC, 885 Northeast 111th Street for demolition, and then also B, the same for addition.
Yes.
It's actually. Here previous. Came back to side setback. It's in the Dropbox, but
Oh, there he is, okay. Is it an existing metal? Yes. So you're at
yes. Yes, we're gonna be. Well, we're gonna do as close as possible. Yes. Oh, no, this is like. we need like a little bit.
Second. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you need a separate motion for the demolition. Gage, but
Yeah. We approved the plan.
yeah, I mean, the roof, windows, doors, drive, I mean, anything that's
Those are all separate permits.
He knows that.
Yeah, it's just like it for everything I have already.
Now it's not on the agenda, actually. So since you're trying to match an existing roof, I need to see what the existing is and what the existing.
Okay.
Or we can compare. Get a scrap of the existing, that'd be great. but
I'll kind of
You're
put
probably
it
not
in-
gonna,
I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be added, it's gonna be.
that part, okay. Okay, so, motion to approve the demolition, that was Scarlett and Ed.
Yep. And then
Say aye, we said yes, and then the addition, the same.
motion to approve the addition.
Thank you. Anybody from PRB LLC come in? Building B, C, no, sorry. Somebody from Clearly? Okay, so next will be Building B, Maoli, 680 Northeast 118th Street, new pool.
Hi, good evening.
Hello. All right, so you're doing it in the back. It looks like you have a 10-foot back setback, 24 to one side, 20 to the other, or actually 25 and 20 to the water line on either side.
That sounds right.
It's fine. And your lot coverage, you're at 41%. It's actually 50% is your maximum lot coverage. Does this calculation include all your driveway, walkways, everything?
Can I take a look?
Sure. So you have, arches, patio, walkways, that's all your driveway and everything, correct? That's the new pool.
That's the.
That's
driveway
this,
here.
this, and
Yeah,
this.
driveway and then the walkway. It's all in grass.
So you're still at 41%.
Yeah.
So you got 50%. Any questions on the board?
No, is that standard form just outdated?
Yeah, it needs to be corrected, actually. It shouldn't. The percentage, that's a driveway.
That's for
calculation.
the driveway ordinance, not the lot coverage.
Lot coverage, so that actually is not correct. But, any questions?
No,
No, not other than that, no.
Take a motion in a second.
Motion to approve?
second.
Ed and Scarlett, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. You're good. Thank you. B, Maoli. Okay, next will be Building C, Papa's, 760 Northeast 115th Street, swale parking surface. So the first question, I guess, is what is the surface? Because I just see,
The
I don't
surface,
see anything as far as what is the material.
it was, the gravel was green rock. It's called green rock.
So you're proposing gravel.
It was a medium size. It doesn't like move too much, you know, doesn't like leak over into the street. The gardener put a liner, they leveled the ground, they put a liner, and they just sodded the whole house, and they did the,
So this is an after the fact permit. Then. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so I see there's photographs here.
photos of it. We were trying to resolve the issue with the mud and the rain and the dirt all over the place. And, hired a gardener, and I had no idea that I needed to come.
Yeah, so
So how do I fix it?
So two things. First off, we have a 40% rule on our lots, on our in our driveways and our right-of-way coverage. And you're looking to, like you did the entire swale from one side of to the other. We also have a requirement for when you're gonna use gravel, you have to control it by using a concrete border around the perimeter of it.
Okay.
So along the street, and then I believe it's 16 and then 4 around the rest.
Okay,
So right now it looks like it was
I would have
just,
to get a contractor to do a border.
sorry?
I would get a contractor to do
Yes.
a border, yes.
Yeah. So right now it looks like they just took out the dirt and put the rock. I mean,
They leveled the ground and, yeah, and they just, they put a thick liner to contain the rock. And so the weeds and dirt and mud wouldn't come up.
Okay, I understand. I mean, like right now, there's no protection from the street from caving into your street. That's one of the reasons, caving into your gravel,
The street to
because,
start, yeah,
so that's one of the reasons we require a border is to protect the city's street
okay.
from when you drive off of it, the continuous driving would do it. So there's two issues, A, the border, and the B is the 40%.
Okay.
And right now, it's in both of them, you're
So the border, the measurement of the border is, again,
16 at the street and 4 around the perimeter, I believe. Yeah.
16 inches on the street
Yeah,
and 4 on the outer perimeter.
on the perimeter. And actually, one of the sides is already covered because it's up against your driveway. So that would be considered one of the sides of your border.
Okay. Let me write this down.
Any questions on the board?
16,
No, I think you covered it.
They,
16
they
inches
didn't,
and 4 at the border.
Yes.
he didn't complete the impervious calculation forms.
I think 'cause assuming it was all pervious.
So I put gravel on one side of the driveway and then gravel on the other short side where the mailbox is, where I usually, we pull out the trash. It's a little shorter piece. There's.
So I mean,
hedges.
just looking at the way your cars are parked on here, I mean,
Yeah.
you might want to consider just leaving the gravel behind the cars. And
Well-
maybe even consider removing the grass, because it looks like you're driving across the grass to park on
I am. And we were discussing whether if we had the option to extend or make it a bigger driveway, but then I have the septic tank, I believe, and I have up to the left side of the house, I have a drain field.
Yeah.
So I can't build on that, right?
No, you shouldn't, I mean, you really shouldn't. But I mean, between the driveway and the street, I don't think that's probably where your
Right.
septic field is at.
No, that's clear there.
Yeah.
That little piece there, I was thinking maybe just to put two pieces, maybe we could fill it in with concrete matching.
So the one issue, if I remember correctly on this house, when they did the renovations and the addition and the pool,
Right,
is that they went right up to the 50% lot coverage. That's why the driveway, if I remember correctly, is that way, is because I mean, with the addition and that pool, I mean, you're maxed out on your lot coverage. So if
okay,
you were gonna put something there, I would recommend that you do gravel instead of
Okay.
concrete, because I mean, I'll let you provide your calculations. I'm just going off of memory,
right. No,
Um,
I'm sure you
but-
know. We
but your
did
calculations
pavers.
aren't filled
We
out right now.
recently pulled a permit and we did pavers around the pool. We redid the pavers.
You redid them, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that probably was just one for the other. I mean, you would have provided our calculations at that time.
Yeah, the contractor did the pavers.
Okay. It did come in front of us, right?
That was recent.
Um, 760 Northeast 115th Street.
I think the.
But that's a separate issue. But I'm just giving you some advice that you might want to consider just doing that area behind your driveway.
Right.
Especially the 40% of the swale. You're gonna have to reduce it down in size. So you might want to
swale.
consider the swale.
So shouldn't it be, like, the other issue is when I have, like servicemen to service the pool or guests, people come, the servicemen are parking all over the place. And they can't park on this, across the street on a swell. So I've seen a lot of homes that they do have this swell where you could pull over and park there.
Yeah, I mean, most likely, if they're permitted and they're legal, it's the 40%.
Right.
We do have some driveways that are left over from before,
Right.
when they weren't so strict here.
It would be,
Um,
really be important to me, to have that gravel, so that cars could park there. Otherwise, I'm looking at mud. Grass is never gonna grow there.
Mm.
And, we have a lot of issues in town. Like I've seen people like do racetracks right into their yard, you know?
Yeah.
Into their swell. It doesn't look that good.
I understand. I mean, you might want to have a conversation with your service provider and say, hey, look what you did in my yard.
It's not only,
uh,
it's, you know,
you know.
it's all the time. It's like people park to the side, then somebody goes around the car on a rainy day and they mess you up.
Mhm. So,
So the gravel counts as a calculation of covered ground, even though you're just instead of growing grass, you're just letting the water bleed through into the ground with gravel.
it's considered a parking surface. So in a parking, and the intent of the code is to have the limit of the amount of parking code in a parking surface in your front yard and on the swale to 40%. So so it's gravel is, even though it is gravel and water goes right through it, it's still a parking surface. And the intent is not to have every one of us have parking lots in our front yard up against the street. You know,
That's not my
we're meant to
intent.
have green space and such.
That's not really my intent. And I recently had a little birthday party for my daughter and I had everybody sort of park at the park and over here. But I do get, you know, I do have servicemen that come in and service for mosquitoes, the pool. I do have a housekeeper that comes in every once a week. And we have 3 cars and it's not the biggest driveway. And I drive a big F-150 pickup,
Mhm.
you know?
Well, like I
yeah.
said, you have 40%. I mean, you have an 80-foot wide lot, so I mean, you have 40% of that. So
So if I get a
You-
contractor to calculate the survey and see where we're at.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know how to, you know.
I mean, 40% is what, 30 something feet?
I could do without the side of the mailbox, you know, I could cover that back up with grass
Yeah.
there.
I mean, 30 feet is basically almost 2 cars back to back lengthwise. So if it's an issue of people pulling in, the way the code is written,
They could pull in.
you roughly would have enough space to do that.
So you would
Comment on
prefer,
board?
me to remove the gravel and put sod.
Yes. In the areas, the other 60%.
And the other, yeah, and the whole side that I put gravel.
Well, not, I mean,
You're saying right behind the two cars that have grass to put gravel, but the rest of it covered with grass.
no, I was just giving you a suggestion that eventually pulling into your driveway and running over grass, it's eventually gonna wear out, like you were describing. It's not the best way to approach your driveway, so
Right.
I'm saying that maybe might be an area that you might consider doing gravel. I'm not
Right.
Telling you to do that,
I got it.
I'm
I
just
got it.
suggesting it.
I get it.
So, but, you know, right now you went 100% on your lot. And the code is 40%. So you need to cut out 60% from either one side, the other, or, you know, figure out where you want to do it, but. And then also you're not providing the necessary borders that are required, to do a gravel.
No, I could
driveway.
get a contractor to do the borders and redo it, you know, the right way. So we would definitely remove the side of the mail, for the trash in the mailbox, around the mailbox. The gravel to the right side of the driveway. And if I could keep a portion or some of it on the side there, or like I say, a service car or an additional car. I don't know.
I mean, you could, I mean, you have. Your driveway is 12 feet wide at the property line, and it's 23 at the flare. So if you remove that one side at the other side, you're marking 45 lineal feet. So if you take off, you reduce that down to the size that you need. I mean, you would have space for somebody to park parallel behind all the other cars for temporary parking.
So
Or-
they're right behind the other two cars, is what you're saying.
Or I'm giving you ideas. You can take the 40% and do it all at one end if you'd like, or the other end, but the question is the 40%.
So 40% of the swell is the only thing I can use.
Yes. And you have a 40% max on your lot, the front yard too.
Bear in mind that 40% includes the driveway approach, the concrete portion, right? So that's a portion of the 40% is already being consumed by the driveway.
So I don't have it.
No, you still do, because as Gage said, 40% of your frontage is about 30 feet. Your driveway is only 12, so it's not taking up all of it. Just saying, when you do your calculation of that 40%, that includes the driveway that's already there, right? You can
Right,
probably fit
okay.
one more parking spot. for
So
driveway.
the whole front of the survey of the house to the swell, I can only use 40%.
For parking surfaces, correct?
So what I'm gonna do is just hire a contractor to do the calculation
Yeah,
Yeah,
and just
somebody
make sure
will-
you come back before the board with
with a plan
drawing with a plan before he pours those borders. and
before we
then
do
it
anything.
Turns out that it's not the right calculation.
Okay. Just,
So for tonight, we have to make a motion to deny the after effect permit because it doesn't meet the 40% or the
I get it.
borders. Okay.
Is that a motion? So the-
Yeah, Gage will make a motion to deny based on the.
Yeah, I second.
Say aye, aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion denies pass. All right, so just work on it and please come back to us with,
sure.
how would you like to do it?
I'll work on the plans first and then bring them to you.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Oh, so you came in? Okay, because I didn't, I called out Cleary and nobody said anything. Okay, okay, sorry. All right, I'll come back up to you, ma'am. Sorry, so we're gonna go back up to A, Cleary.
That was an after the fact application. Work is already done.
Yeah, it's an after fact permit. C is, this is after the fact. There's a citation on the last.
Yeah, it's got photos of the work.
I saw you come in, but you were a little late. All right, so everyone's coming in late. Okay, clearly, 652 Northeast 120th Street. Hey. Good evening. You guys have the color in front of you?
Yes,
Is it coming up on your?
Yes.
the marigold.
May I ask, are the dark green awnings to remain?
Yes,
Yes, and you also have some shutters on the sides of the windows. Are they being painted? Or are they remaining?
Right, we'll probably match those to the awnings or the door.
Okay, so the
Not
door
another
is like a
color.
black or a really?
No,
The front door? What color is it? It looks very dark in the photo, but is it a brown?
the color of the, will match the awning, the green awning of this new, just the shutters that we have there.
Correct. Okay, so you'll match the intent is for the shutters to be green to match the awning, and the front door is what color currently?
Green, the awning,
No, the front door, the door,
front door is a wooden door,
dark
Standard
brown.
brown.
Okay.
You're back in the cul-de-sac, correct?
we are.
You are,
Right.
okay. And you're surrounded by a lot of landscaping and everything. I think it's a little bright of a color, but I think the way the house is situated and the landscaping, it's gonna actually, it'll be fine. It'll look good.
Yeah, it's a bold color, but I think it'll look good.
Any other thoughts from the board?
I don't know if we just want to specify that the shutters will be painted because it's not part of the application currently.
What are the shutters gonna be colored?
The green of the awning.
So we don't have that on the agenda or on here.
It has a picture of the awning.
Yeah, just.
I mean, if it's not important to
Oh,
my
do you
fellow
wanna
board
make a
members.
motion to approve it based on that green color? Oh, must be good. Sorry.
I think it would just kind of minimize, since the yellow is a strong color, right? So it'll kind of minimize having three colors on that elevation.
It'll break up the yellow a little. Either white or green, just something that's, but they do definitely need to be painted.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, I know it's not, there's no chip associated, it's not part of the application, but for me, it'd be important to include that as well, so.
I second, I think the applicant's in agreement with that.
The applicants, you're okay with the green?
It,
Yes,
so,
So that's a first, a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, so I just noted on here that it's to match the awning, the shutters. You're good, thank you.
okay, thank you.
You're good,
very much.
thanks. Uh-huh. All right, so, so you're okay waiting for a little bit? Let's just finish up. I just want to wrap up everyone. Okay, thanks. They're both here now? PRB is here? Oh, okay. All right, so let's, next be, building permits, D Sacko, 940 Northeast on 19th Street for a patio. Add detached patio on west side of property and attached patio on southeast. So is it, what is the patio surface, sir?
It's gonna be concrete,
With the concrete pad?
reinforced concrete, yes.
Okay.
It's actually gonna be treated like a driveway with gravel underneath.
So the way you're drawing is, I'm just trying to see it really quick, is the patio on the side in the back of the house? And the 11-foot part is in the front, on the front side?
No, one would be on, like the left side of the property and one is on the back.
So just real quick, on your drawing here, where's the street? Top, so this is the street. So you're gonna go 11 feet from this point over into the 14-foot here? Yes. Okay, and then over here, you have plenty of space over here. Okay, and what is this red line right here?
So in the future, I intend on.
Okay. Okay. So the 11 feet on the one side, you have a 30-inch setback from the side for concrete, like to give you some area. So you're good there. And you have a walkway. What are those concrete steps?
So it was upstairs, downstairs. Yeah, that's a stair.
So they had the duplicate apartment above. Okay. Okay. Do you have an interior stairwell or are you using the
No, it's
exterior?
not. We don't.
So you go outside to go up there. Got it. Okay. Any questions on the board?
Not a zoning question, just if you're planning on doing an addition on that slab in the future, are you having an engineer size those footings now, or you're just
I'm gonna
making some
go
guesstimates?
overkill on that a little bit
Okay.
because the plans could change in the future. and I
Yeah.
don't know when exactly.
Okay,
My footer's gonna be about a foot larger both sides.
okay.
And I'm gonna put double the steel.
'Cause
And
it'll have to be
but are you
inspected.
planning on,
Yeah, it'll be.
sorry?
inspected.
It'll have to be inspected at that time.
Well, so I'm asking, that's why, because if, just from a kind of procedural thing, right? If you submit this plan and maybe the building department today doesn't care much and it's just a hand drawing from you because they see it as a slab.
Yeah,
And then in 2 years, you submit engineered, proper structural engineering drawings
for that.
that are
yeah.
showing some sort of footings that you put in a
That's
couple
the
years
plan-
ago.
That's the plan. yeah.
But there's nothing on record of what you put in because what you permitted now with just this hand drawing,
Right.
someone may not be
what
like
if-
satisfied, that
Is
the
there-
footings that you're claiming are there are really there.
Is there a way to document that through the building, through this process?
But well, yeah, probably having, and again, it's probably more than what you want to do today for what you're doing, but maybe having a structural engineer give you a drawing showing the footings that you're putting in so that there's a permit on record that in a year or 2 or 3 or 5, you can say, hey, I did this
This
5
is
years
what
ago.
it-
This is what we did. This is what got inspected. This is what got approved. Otherwise,
Yeah,
they're gonna
no,
pull
I-
this out and say, well, you did a slab 5 years ago. And you're gonna say, no, I put in really deep footings. And well,
Who knows?
nothing
Yeah.
permitted. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's why I'm bringing it up, because if that's what
Okay.
your intention is down the road, I could see this becoming an issue with the building official down the road.
So let me ask you a question. So if this were to be approved and I were to, during the process of building this, had the structural engineer draw it and I submitted it, then how does that process work? If I had,
You probably wouldn't.
We would approve it because
here.
it's.
Yeah, you'd probably just be a revision, like they'd probably issue a
revision.
permit based on this. It might just be a revision that would be handled internally at the building department. I don't think you'd come here because as long as the size of the patio is not
Right.
changing and those things.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we could literally write on here and footing for additional,
Yeah, we can approve the idea of
addition.
footings, yeah.
but it's gonna have to go through all the other trades to, the engineering
Yeah.
and such.
yeah, that's what I was kind of trying to avoid this process, that step
Yeah.
now.
I'm just worried that when it really
Yeah.
matters to you in 2 years or 5 years,
It'll be a
you're gonna have a hard time, right? Because you have
Ah.
nothing on file that you did what you may have really done, right?
Okay.
So that's why I'm mentioning it. But
Thank you. Yeah,
it's got nothing to do with your approval here. It's just a word of caution.
yeah, no, that's duly noted. Thank you.
So I just added that, is okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I put on, putting for a future edition. But you're gonna have to provide all the drawings and everything too.
So
Building.
am I gonna have to, so that requires me then to have the structural drawing for the entire property? For the entire house, I think, right?
Well, that when you actually do the addition, no, for now, you're putting in a slab with some few footers for future addition.
Have the structural stuff for the footers.
Exactly, in the slab, and then that's what you're gonna build.
Yeah.
That'll get inspected.
Okay.
It'll stay for future addition, so no one's gonna care that you don't have the rest of the drawings today.
Okay,
But again, in 5 years, you'll pull out this permit and say, I put those in 5 years ago, and it was inspected and it was approved. So they're there, no question, you know.
But Ed, wouldn't there still be need to be a drawing of that?
Yeah.
So
There'd
it's
maybe a
on file?
drawing today of the footings, which your engineer is gonna have to make an estimate because he doesn't know what addition you're doing, right? But he could
Well,
probably make an educated guess.
Roughly, yeah.
So yeah, that would be a simple foundation drawing that gets included as part of this permit, not tonight, but as a revision maybe at some point in the process.
Because if he's asking for the footing, he's needs, in order to get the permit, he's gonna have to show that drawing. So, I mean, it's just, it's a basic like you see it on.
Yeah, again, yeah, I think I don't know how much it's gonna cost for an engineer to do that for you, and I'm sure you're trying to keep this to a minimum now,
Yes.
but I just think maybe it's worth the $500 or whatever they might, $250 they might charge you for that
Yeah, no, I
drawing
agree with
to
you.
get into this permit, you know?
Okay.
So what Gage is saying though is if he writes on here, including footings, when it goes to the next step in the process of the building department,
can we
someone may
ex-
say, well, where are the structural
Drawings.
drawings of those footings? And then they're gonna hold
Is
your
it
permit.
possible to exclude that and then add that as down the road? Or do I have to have that inspected during the patio?
You have to have it inspected.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're gonna pour concrete over it. So
Yeah.
once you put
Nobody
concrete
else.
over
Yeah,
it.
that's what
you're gonna know
that's why I'm saying it,
Okay.
because down the road, you're gonna say, oh, no, I really put footings and they're not gonna just take your word for it. And then you're gonna be, excavating or doing something that you don't wanna do.
Thank you. Yeah.
So do you want it on there?
Yes, sir.
I think Gage, you briefly went over this, that you calculated he meets setback, but it's not included in anything on any of the drawings that he submitted. If I would my comment would be just add the setback dimensions and the property lines.
Okay. Yeah, because he's got a 14-foot setback on that side and he's going out 11. So we could just mark it.
Right, just so we just have it in the application.
I'll take a motion.
Motion to approve the patio?
Second.
And Scarlett, did I? Aye. Thank you, sir. Okay, next will be G. It's Garcia, 1020 Northeast 120th Street for hello. Hey, a lot of colors here. So these are the final colors here, the trout gray and
Yes,
blue note.
and the blue note, right. The blue note would be the door.
So the house has a white roof on it,
Yes,
and you're doing this trout gray, and door awnings would be,
there,
I don't see any door awnings.
No,
On
there are
door.
no
Oh, do you want to change the front door to the gray
the front door to the blue.
or to blue? I'm sorry, blue.
Yeah, you see
No?
how the front door is currently orange? We want to change that orange to blue.
A lot of a change, but a difference between the two.
Oh yeah, what difference?
Between
The gray and the
blue,
and the
they're
tr-
both very dark.
Oh,
In
okay,
terms of
okay.
Any contrast between your door and the wall next to it.
The wall.
Well, once you paint the wall gray. and then
Oh,
you
there's
paint
a
the
pin-
door blue, they're pretty much.
The same
Okay.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the entire house is gonna be one color.
Which it like kind of photo, I guess we did a bunch of test samples and then circled.
Yeah.
This is another option, which is lighter.
Which one is the option?
It's the silver gray.
The silver gray.
Deep
Where's
silver,
that?
what it's called.
You know, which of the, you wanna come show us here, which of.
Yeah,
all
for
these
sure.
Is that the circled in green? Okay.
This, but.
So this is number one, which is, this is the trout, and this is
Yes.
number two, this is the blue. I mean, there is a little contrast compared to,
Yeah,
That-
those
I mean,
don't-
that
those
is-
don't- those
Paper,
don't
no.
read very well.
it's very similar.
fine.
I know, but it's, when you look at it that small,
Yeah,
there,
that reads a little better. So the walls are
This is
lighter.
I'm good with it. Can you just show it to Scarlett? really quick? Okay. Yeah, much better than. what this is. Yeah, that's what you're asking for here.
Yeah.
Front door and garage
And
door.
the units have white trim. What exactly is the trim?
The gutter. Yeah, the gutter.
And the seat, and the roof stays white, right?
Yeah, the roof or not. Nice.
Can you just show that color to Scarlett, please, so she sees what you're, that if you're good, can you make a motion after Scarlett looks at it? Garcia. There's good contrast there. between the two.
Yeah, compared to the paper. So, I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Favor say aye, aye.
No, best of luck. Correct, yeah, that's what your application is for.
Our next will be building I Mohama, did I pronounce that correctly? I'm sorry, 10811 Northeast 10th Avenue roof.
Good evening.
Remove and replace existing tile roof with new concrete tile roof. Okay. So it's a terracotta S tile,
Correct.
correct?
That is correct.
So it's
What's
similar
there now?
to what's there now.
Similar to that,
So it's a terracotta.
correct.
Any questions? Take a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Favor say aye.
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 Okay, you're good. Thank you. Thanks for the great pictures. I love that. Makes it so much easier. Thank you. Sign the permit. Next will be building J. Latore, 11120 Northeast 8th Avenue. You have a question?
Good evening.
Oh, this is the emergency room. Yeah, so.
These are just white accordion shutters on all the openings?
Yes, sir.
I'm fine.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Favor say aye, aye. Okay, motion carries. It's 11120 Northeast 8th Avenue. You're good, thank you. It'll be a couple days for her to get everything together.
Yeah.
All right, next will be building J Cohen, 11638 Northeast 7th Avenue. This is for a new pool. And then we'll get-
J? L?
Hey, sir, how are you tonight?
How's it going?
So they're applying for a pool 5 feet from the side setback. And did you do your lot coverage too?
Yes,
Where are you at right now with lot coverage, including the pool?
I think I'm at 29% or something.
How much?
29, if I'm not
Sure
mistaken.
about that? I mean, the total lot coverage, including the house, the existing storage structure, everything. yours
The
is 29?
structure, the storage structure is 300 and something square feet. It's 18 by 18. The house is 1,550 square feet.
As long as you don't go over.
No, I'm
50%.
not over.
The
I-
reason I'm asking you is because if you're gonna ask for variance and you're over your square footage,
No.
you should ask for that too.
No, I'm not. I'm actually, I still have room if I wanted. My advantage
I don't
is the
see
house,
the
the
paperwork I have,
the
but,
house is small, so.
So as far as the pool goes, we have it's a 5-foot setback. We have a 10-foot setback on.
Yeah, did you say you couldn't see, you don't have the various and various chart?
Is it on the drawings of the?
Are we okay with the, it looks like the deck is closer than the 5 feet setback.
So we have a,
Reading that right?
Take it to the water line.
yeah, it's usually
Okay.
the setback is to the water line.
Okay, okay.
But that being said, this is, it's a 5-foot and it's a 10-foot requirement, so we have to take a motion to deny. Based on that?
That's a procedural thing. We have to
Procedural.
deny it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
They explained it to me
All
last
right,
time.
didn't
that
want
you
you to be
guys-
like, hey, give me a
No,
chance.
she told me you're gonna have to pay for a permit. It's gonna get denied, and then you could go. And that's the only way you could do the
So- so
variance.
For item L is the non-variance application, just a straight application, correct?
Or a pool, yes.
So a motion to deny item L, new pool.
Okay, second.
Okay, I'll favor say aye to the denial. Aye.
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 Okay, so the pool is officially denied because it does not meet the 10-foot side setback. Now, the next would be Cohen M, 11638 Northeast 7th Avenue, the variance request for the new pool. Actually, a variance request for the 5-foot encroachment into the side setback. That's what you're asking. for.
Yeah, because if I put it closer to the house, then it'd be like the kid's room is right there. It doesn't give us much room between the house and the pool. So at least this way, it gives us like about 10 feet or about 8 feet, so I could, we don't come out of the rooms and straight into the pool.
Mention you have the support of your neighbor, correct?
Yeah, my neighbors support it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
he's right
gentleman.
here. He's okay with it.
The gentleman sitting here.
Is this pool in ground?
Yeah, it's an in-ground pool.
It's not going to be above ground at all.
No.
Prefab, but in ground.
Yeah, it's one of those the new fiberglass pools.
Okay, so we, in order to, we just consider the variance, we give a recommendation. It's the village commission that actually makes the determination of the variance.
Okay.
But in order to meet a variance, you have to meet the 4 points of the variance application. So do you want to talk to me about that really quick? The 4 points that you feel, how you, I mean, you have it written here, but if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I could explain to you that the reason why we chose that spot is because on the other side of the house, there's the fence and it's a narrow, I have less room on the other side of the house. And then the back of the house, there's the septic tank is back there. And there's also less room. So that's the only spot we could put it. And then, technically I could put it closer to the house, but that would leave us about 4 or 5 feet from the house to the pool, which is not much. I mean, considering that they're putting pavers, I think the pavers are about 2 feet each. So we'd have like 4 feet of pavers. It'd be like you'd get out of the house and you'd be on the paver. So, and with the kids, so it's
So
better.
the question is, there are special circumstances or conditions affecting the property which are such that the strict application of the code would deprive the applicant of the reasonable use of the property. So the strict application would mean the 10-foot setback. And so what the question you have to answer is, what would the strict, we made you put it at 10 feet, how would we deprive the applicant of the reasonable use of your land? How would that 10-foot reasonable use? So you're saying it would be a hazard because it would be closer to your
Yeah, it'd be a
house.
hazard to the kids' room is right there on that side. So I don't want, I mean, we have a second one coming too. I don't want the kids to just open the door and be in the pool. We want to have a gap between the pool and the house.
Got it.
It's actually a danger, I find, to have it closer to.
So the second question is, the variance is necessary for the preservation and enjoyment of a substantial property right of the applicant. So the variance is necessary so that it'll preserve and you'll be able to enjoy your substantial property right by giving you that 5-foot.
Yeah, because if we can't, my wife doesn't want the pool so close to the house. So if we don't do that, we just we can't have a pool. So, and then there's no pool in Biscayne Park. So we were going to Miami Shores, but then they had a crack in the pool. And so they stopped all the classes for the kids and then there was the COVID. So basically we can't swim. We have to go to the neighbor's house across the street or.
I'm confused though, because on your survey, it seems that both sides of the lot are basically equal size.
No, because
Property
there's a
line.
fence on the right side.
Yeah, I know, but you measure it from the property line, not from the fence.
So the north side actually is a street. It's a dual front property.
Corner lot.
So there's a corner lot, so there's a 30 and 30. So the variance would be, if you did it on the other side, you would have to get a variance for putting it on the front side, the side front of your house. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, well, he states in the letter though that the street side is much smaller, but he's measuring it from the fence, not from the property line.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't be able to fence in the pool because the fence is at my property line. I have to have a setback from the street so I needed 12 feet from the street to the fence or some 15 feet or 12 feet. And if I put a pool, I need to have it fenced in. So I wouldn't be able to have a fence. The fence would be in the pool. And also on that side is the street side. So there's like huge trees. There's no sun at all. Whereas on the other side, I have the sun all day.
Okay. So the granting of the point 3, the granting of the variance will not be detrimental to the public welfare or interest to other property in the area which that property is located.
Yeah, I got the neighbor saying it's okay. And I mean, he's the only
That
one
one's
who's
pretty-
adjoining
you're
to my
putting a pool,
property.
It's not really gonna.
Yeah.
Number 4, the variance proposes the minimum variance which makes possible the reasonable use of the property. So we initially wanted to request for the pool to be 3 foot from the property.
Yeah, we wanted it to be closer to the fence, but then we calculated the pavers, and if we want to put some kind of like hedge or something to separate the lot from the neighbor, we wouldn't leave much room, so we said 5 foot would be actually the minimum.
And the pool doesn't come in any other configurations that it could be less than 9 feet wide?
No, it comes in longer or shorter, but it doesn't come less narrow. 9 point something is the narrowest they make it.
So, to open the discussion, obviously, I think number 3, you meet the number 3 point. But I guess what I'm running into is granting the variance, preventing you from, or not granting the variance is preventing you from having reasonable use of your land. Or reasonable, the minimum variance which makes possible the reasonable use of the property. It's like, where do you draw the line of what is reasonable, what's not when it comes to a pool?
I mean, technically I could stick the pool to the house, but then it becomes a hazard for the family. I mean,
Yeah.
at one point you need to be able to walk around the pool and not come out of the room and fall straight into the water.
Yeah.
I mean, Gage, to answer your question indirectly, we know there's a precedent of variances being granted for pools on corner lots that are either too close to the setback or are in the side setback, et cetera. So clearly there's some understanding among the commissioners that having a pool constitutes a reasonable use of your property, right? Otherwise, why would they have been approved in previous instances, right? It's the same scenario. People want a pool, they've got a corner lot, it's challenging. I think as a general concept, we agree that having a pool is a reasonable use of your property, right?
Okay, I mean, it's a good point,
my-
because it is the fact it is a corner lot, and corner lots are typically have boundary, setback issues.
Yeah.
So instead of putting it on the street side, on the 117th Street side, I think, you're putting it, and you're asking for the variance for the relief on the inside lot, part of the lot.
Yeah.
So, and
I think we can debate
have been applicable.
where's the right area, but you said earlier, you've got 2 options, both require a variance, right? So for me, what's the unique aspect? It's a corner lot. It happens all the time. It's not certainly there's no concern for your neighbor's welfare. Is it the minimum variance? I think so. I mean, it's a pretty modest sized pool. I don't know how much smaller you go than 10 by 24.
9 feet is not a lot of, it's narrow.
So I'll just say personally,
Okay.
my vote
No,
is
and I-
on all 4 counts.
And I agree with you. I think it's something that is this is something that we deal with on corner lots, and this is a corner lot. It's not something that, like, if somebody came in that had an inside lot and they want to build something between their house and the next house, that's a totally different
Yeah,
story.
different
This is corner lot exclusive type of situation. So whether or not it's setting out on the street side or on the inside, I see your point. I can see where that's special circumstances. I could see where that it is necessary. It's not detrimental. We've already discovered that. The variance is the minimum variance. So doing it 5 feet from the property. What is the minimum? But I will, because of the corner lot situation, I can see the fact that we have allowed people do it on the other side at 5 feet from the property line. But there's a street on the other side, not another house. So I will say, I agree. I think that you meet the 4 points personally for myself. I'll let Ed reiterate what he just said, and then Scarlett, you can speak to yours.
Yeah, I'll just say again, for me, it meets all.
Thank you.
Scarlett, your thoughts?
Yeah, I could go either way, so I would vote for it.
Thank you.
So we're in agreement that
Yes.
we feel that we're going to make a recommendation to the commission that they consider this variance application. Can I get a motion? don't know how that works. I mean.
Motion to approve.
Ed, second, all in favor, say aye, aye. Okay, your variance application is, you're getting our recommendation. So now you have to go to the commission and you have to make your case to the commission, and ultimately it's theirs to, decision to make.
Thank you. And when's that meeting?
Our new village clerk actually started today.
Oh, okay.
Her name is Shantae. Tomorrow I will,
I'm gonna come and see you tomorrow anyways for the. other
okay,
thing.
right. So tomorrow I will follow her up with, because I think this is the second variance, and it's either they set up a special commission meeting for those two variants, and then we'll just let you know.
All right.
I have to go over your packet again to see if you gave me the check, right, and everything? Okay, okay. Yeah. So by the end of the week, I'll let you know.
Good luck.
Pass it down.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
At the initial where they're. Oh, because this is just the application. And I have to fill it in too, but let's work with the residents that are here. This initial year. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for waiting. Can we just do this really quick? This gentleman's here waiting. We have a walk on 10706 Northeast.
I sent you the two email.
This is just a change of color for a roof tile. It's to go from terracotta to dark brownish to terracotta.
So, we originally, that's what we wanted to do, but, the color, that tile, it's completely unavailable right now in any color. That specific tile, the Boral, we're looking at a 20 weeks wait time when we order it.
Believe it.
So we wanted to, revise the permit, and I brought a sample of the tile that we have, that is available. It's S-Barrel tile, the same style, but, different manufacturer.
So it's the same color.
And it's gonna be this, yeah, it's similar. It's still like a red, you know?
Okay. Motion to approve. Terracotta.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah, so-
You're fine.
No, they have, since it's a denier. Oh, he has to submit the correct NOA for that product.
Right.
Yeah, you want other paperwork beyond
Or
this
is the
board for
same.
the building department. That's a different story.
Yeah, so you need to submit the updated NOA for that tile, and then we'll give it to the building officials so it can be a revision to permit. Okay? Yes. The building application, so you'll just put the same information you put in here, but in the description, it will say revision to permit, and then bring in your NOAs with it. Make sure it's signed and notarized by the owner and you as a qualifier. The building official will approve it again and will issue the updated permit card. Okay? Yeah, yes. You're welcome.
What was the address?
10706 Northeast 9th Avenue. This is a re-roof revision to permit. I thought it was just the color. I didn't think because when he came in, he said the color changed.
They
He
have to
didn't
actually,
say.
Ed and Scarlett have to sign that too. All right, gentlemen, thank you for waiting. We'll go old business C, PRBP LLC, 967 Northeast 117th Street, new construction. Third preliminary review. Good evening. We're not doing.
Yeah, because now I guess you had held off redoing all your structural.
Yeah. It also you. You're welcome. So you're gonna bring me the. Yeah, and then I'll explain to you about the demo. The temporary construction. Bye, thank you.
I just signed all that. That's over to the right. So.
Okay.
Oh, that's the new one there. I just opened it up. All right, so that was approved 3-0. Next is building old business D, BP Park LLC, 1015 Northeast 114th Street. New construction, this is second preliminary review. Did Ed go into the restroom? Oh, I just signed two things. There's a red tab on that second one.
No. Not yet.
Okay,
So we did that, we have a, for PRPP LLC,
okay,
967 Northeast 117th Street. We do have a demolition permit,
okay,
which we can now consider because we disapproved the construction permit.
okay.
So it's basically to demolish the existing structure.
Motion to approve.
Scarlett and Ed, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. With Shane, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, it hurts me a little,
it
but
hurts because it's a really cute little house.
Without
You can put it under additions. And they're, when they, actually, that's a good point.
Yes.
They need, when they start demoing, they need to do a fence. They need a
Yeah.
fence permit for this
Yeah.
can be issued.
Yeah, I was told to make sure I let them know they need a temporary construction fence, dumpster, all of that.
But they can't start demoing until they get the fence up.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
need to
yeah.
put a fence up. So even though we approved it, it's still,
They still need to apply, which is, it goes straight to the building official. Wait, no, it comes to you.
you need to do like a fence permit,
Yes.
basically.
It's all in one package.
Thank you, sir, for waiting. It's Building D, B Park L2 LLC, 11015 Northeast 114th Street, new construction, second read. Sorry. How are you tonight? Yeah, no, I understand. Plus the fact. All horizontal or small window, the horizontal. This related. So it's still one plane, yeah. Right. You're not pointing my eye. There's some side door. This is only. thought about. Architectural design, style and color of buildings. All principal and accessory buildings shall be of an architectural style, character, and appearance, including exterior color, which will harmonize and blend in with the other buildings in the area. There's no other houses on that block. They're all tile roof, one-story houses with one story. Do we consider this harmonization with the block? The only place. But this is like. Reasons actually. The one story. The volume. But this is still like one line. So this can be. It's not, there's nothing. These come out above. come down. This is. No. Move to third review. Really nervous when they're using budgetary number as the reason to do something. Not doing it the right way like the gentleman before, that's makes me nervous. But anyway, so we move that one forward. Okay, so let's go back up to the top of the agenda. We have minutes from our last meeting, November 1st, 2021. You have a second to make comments, let me know. The one thing I did see, SB for myself, was the as amended conditions for Ortiz. Will that be included on, because it says as amended on conditions. So it's not actually on the thing that I'm signing, but you're making a reference to to something, correct?
Yes, because remember you said, if I remember correctly, there were conditions.
Yes, so I have the letter that, that's in the process, it's being developed. So the conditions, and I just want to run it by the board to make sure we all remembered the same. The applicant must obtain a demolition permit for the configuration or removal of the existing dwelling on the property pursuant to the process set forth in 16.3.6 of our code, which includes the applicant submit plans for the reconfigured or replacement dwellings for both new lots, which must be approved by the planning board. So basically, he has to submit new drawings for both. 2, after the illegal non-conforming section of the existing dwelling is demolished and the demolition permit is successfully closed, the village may approve the permit for the lot separation, meaning that he makes the structures legal. Lot separation as provided here and release the same to Miami-Dade County. Number 3, that the preliminary conditional approval shall remain valid for a period of 12 months from November 1st, 2021. The conditions set forth in numbers 1 and 2 above are not completed by October 31st, 2022. This preliminary conditional approval shall be considered null and void and of no force and effect. Is a year to do it. This preliminary conditional approval is solely for the applicant, Mr. Ortiz, and is not transferable to a subsequent owner of the property or any other person or entity. So you can't sell it off, as something. So that is the as amended conditions that the manager can give you this and you can attach it. Okay. Any other, I think the rest of the agenda looked good.
Yeah.
I think that's the way we voted on everything, so.
Yep.
Take a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion. Minutes approved. All right, next is building permits E, Marshy, 971 Northeast 111th Street for a fence. It has to be approved by the attorney. And then once they'll send it to you, you can attach attach it to it. Yeah, I know. Install new fence per drawing plans. Okay. So it looks like they're coming out from the front corner, 6-foot high aluminum access gate. to self-closing device. And they're going around the back up to the corner. Well, actually, there's an existing wood fence. That's not what they're asking. Existing chain link. New chain link fence. So they're asking for aluminum fence along the front with an access walking gate and a double gate. And then they're asking for a 4-foot high chain link fence around the perimeter up to a point where they tie it into an existing. They had a detail of the chain link fence on. So it looks like it's an open horizontal picket fence. It's because it says 48-inch high aluminum rail gate to reject a 4-inch sphere. So is it open or is it little gaps or is it just 1x1 bars with big openings?
Yeah, it's large openings that are just, yeah,
So
it's like a,
1x1 with a large opening 1x1. So that's climbable. So that's
correct.
And they're actually there's a pool back there. So
yeah,
it's climbable, which is rejectable by our code and by Miami-Dade because of it's climbable. So they need to apply for a fence with, if they want to do horizontal, the gaps have to be less than, actually, with a pool, there can't be any gaps.
Yeah, I'm also confused by the difference between, I guess, the top drawing that's for the gate portion. And then I guess there's another section of fixed aluminum slatted fence next to the gates, I guess.
The typical aluminum slat.
New 6-foot high, because it doesn't look necessarily very coherent with the gate design, but I mean, either way, the gate design is not compliant, so. But it's also climbable, right? It also, even that has the 4-inch typical.
I'm sorry, what part are you referring to? There's 4 drawings on the .1 drawing.
Yeah, so,
Bottom left, bottom right?
yeah, so I'm comparing upper left to bottom left, right? So the upper left is the aluminum gate, the pedestrian and the driveway gate, or whatever the larger gate. And the bottom left is the fixed section of aluminum fence next to the gates that extends to the side property line.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying they're not particularly consistent with each other in terms of design aesthetic,
Yeah. It's almost like they,
but they're both climbable either way, so they're both not compliant, but
I think what they did is they found this.
yeah, like
fence,
pulled off generic details.
Take this and we're gonna make it into our own. And it's interesting because it actually looks like the elevation of this gate is from the inside,
Yeah,
not the outside. The pedestrian gate is on the left-hand side. So need to do a motion to deny based on the fact that it's climbable. And also that Miami-Dade County requires no gaps when it comes to surrounding a pool. So there literally can be, I have to find that memo, but there's a memo that says from the Miami-Dade County that when it comes to pools, no gaps. So,
never mind that a chain link fence is the most climbable thing.
yeah, I know,
But
that is kind of the,
neither here nor there.
I don't bump about that one, yeah,
Yes. Okay, so motion to deny based on the climbability issue
of the front fence.
of
Yeah.
the front facing fence.
Scarlett, the second,
Sorry, second.
all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so 3-0 denied. Next will be Visata, 1006 Northeast 116th Street. Fence again. Replace yard back fence with new wood fence. Replace gate on left side of house with new gate.
So is this another after the fact or are these sample? Is it, I mean, the work's done. I mean, there's pictures of the gate and the fence.
Trying to find pictures.
Okay, so in the
here.
Dropbox, it's the last page.
I see. Yeah, it's like a shadow box.
Yeah.
Where's this house that's on the left? This big two-story white house with a dark gray roof on.
Both houses look identical. The roof soffit.
Yeah, I don't
design.
think this is here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is a reference image. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's reference or if it's after the fact.
I don't think this is.
Because the fence on the top is board on board and the bottom one is shadow box.
Yeah. But is this what they're asking to do then? Two different.
But what is on the other side of the house? Can you pull up your Google Earth really quick? Is the fence on the other side, the right-hand side of the house, the same? Would it be, would they match? But the thing is they're asking for two different style wood fences. I mean, granted, they're both approved styles.
So definitely reference images.
1006 Northeast.
So which is the side that they're changing? The left-hand side? If you're
If you're
looking at the front?
left-hand facing,
It'll be the left hand.
So, I mean, this is from 2019, this view, but it's got a wood gate currently that is kind of arched, like a pair of arches, shape wise. And on the other side, it's the same. Yeah.
is this the one that it's kind of like it looks like it's got like a lucite. It looks like a lucite gate that's metal or something.
Yeah, because it doesn't have it on the survey on either side of the house.
It's all in the back. It's I mean, let's
We
just
asked for clarity because we've got photos of two different style fences and we don't know what's on. You're replacing one side, but we're not sure what's on the other. Get some
okay.
updated photo and.
Motion to table for more information.
How do you feel about that?
I could go either way. Maybe they just gave us a picture of a fence, of a gate, and weren't paying attention. That it looks like two different fences.
I mean, we could just say motion to approve based on the fact that it's either a shadow box or a board on board.
Yeah,
'cause they're
whatever. I'm
both
fine with
approved.
either one.
They're no more than 6 foot high.
Maybe they just didn't pay attention that those are two different fences.
What do you think of that?
I'm fine. Fine with that.
Okay, so motion to approve based on it be either shadow box or
Just be it's consistent.
consistent. Okay. Is that a second?
Sure, I'll second it.
There's a aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, next will be Fernandez, H, 1050 Northeast 120th Street, windows and doors. Okay, so. Never mind, the information's there. PW, what's a picture window?
Picture window, but I'm confused because a picture window is inoperable and they have, if you look at the floor plan,
Yeah.
you know, they have the word egress written under a number of windows that are labeled picture windows, so.
Yeah, they can't be all picture windows. There's no way of getting out of the house.
What is a picture window?
Usually
Just
just
a fixed piece of glass.
If you can't open it.
I mean, if it was a casement or, which they have casement.
They
on-
have casement, right? They label some things casement, so it's not like. They don't know.
I mean, the funny thing is if they're all picture windows, they all match. They're meeting our,
Yeah,
standard.
what it is that it begs the question is that what it really is? Because then they're labeling something that's not possible, right? So is it picture window or is it?
horizontal sliders or. So let's ask that question. The windows that are PW or P picture windows?
I mean, I'm just looking, Gage, though. I mean, it looks true on the elevation, right? I just see they have muntins, like a grid of muntins, but it does look like it is literally a bunch of fixed square.
I mean, they did provide us their NOAs here. 37319.
It's not necessary, right? Because if you look at the actual floor plan, the spaces, you know, the master has a sliding glass door out to the backyard. Bedroom one has a casement on the side that is labeled egress by the draftsperson, not by hand. So I think they just didn't need to write egress underneath all these picture windows.
So product approval number 37319 is actually it's a picture window.
Yeah, and again, look at the
There's
elevation
no-
of the house.
it's a-
A bunch of picture windows in front.
Okay, I mean, but as far as egress goes, I don't know how a picture window could be egress.
No, it's what I'm saying. So it's not, it's clearly not. But I'm saying they didn't need to write that in because the master has a sliding glass door out to the rear. Bedroom one has a casement on the side. So they don't need those picture windows to function as egress. I just don't know why they wrote that in by hand. It was unnecessary.
But they're all the same. They're all bronze and clear glass. So if
Yeah,
as we go, actually, they're what we're looking for.
Yeah, the existing house, they have muntins, like a grid. I don't know if that's what they're doing again, or if they're just replacing that with big, fixed, you know, square panes.
Do you think that they put that to get through fire?
They don't need.
It actually draw a red flag to it.
Because they have
Right.
egress other means.
Yeah, I
and so-
understand. What you're saying. Maybe they thought.
Anyways, motion to approve.
Second.
There, say aye, aye. Motion carries. Right, okay.
Let the building official sort that one out.
All right, Building K, DeCastro, 11605 Northeast 11th Place, new pool and spa. $26 to the side, 40 to the back. 34 to the other side and 14 from that, smack dab in the back. I'm curious to know what that pergola is.
Yeah, it's on the existing survey, so I think it's just there already.
But as far as the pool goes, we're at 35% lot coverage. The setbacks are good, so. Questions?
No, not just the pergola gauge, because I guess that's a carport. I don't know what's on the right-hand side is not. not here for that, so. Covered canvas thing. No, I'm saying this is just a survey, right, in that package. So
Oh.
this is existing pergola. So it is what it
What
is.
is that on the right?
It's a covered canvas, but I thought at first a carport, but I mean, the driveway's over here. So. They're here for a pool.
Things like.
It's a tent.
Now, what is the covered canvas thing in the side setback?
Now, code can look at something like that, but if it's a thing that's been there for a long time, it is what it is, right? So they do some sort of renovation of the house.
Yeah, but you know, like the people that came in for the carport way in the back,
The tent.
that was there prior to when they bought it from their grandparents. You know, if this thing is in the side setback, it needs to be brought into compliance. Whether it's been there, you know, unless they can prove that it has a permit. I would say, let's have code take a look at it, but for the pool,
I'll motion to approve the pool.
Second motion.
I'll better say aye.
Aye.
What is that?
For people come in for a pool and get nicked on all these other things.
I guess that's kind of how things finally slowly come into compliance. All right, finally, permits would be Gonzalez, 11901 Northeast Sixth Avenue, flat roof. Just says, just a canvas.
Yeah, it says canvas cover or something like that. So it looks like this is existing flat roof to re-roofed.
Okay. Okay, so this is for a flat roof. It is all of the flat roof. Let's see what it is. It's something way on the back. It's like a little, the back. It's all in the back of the house. I don't know what that is. Not to touch myself. It's a bitumen roof. Those are all just calculations from the roofing guy for the uploads, right?
Yeah.
All right, so, I mean, it's a flat roof in the back. We
Yeah.
have the product approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay, so, next would be our discussion, A, driveway ordinance color selection. So even though we've recommended a couple, twice, I think, to the commission, not the, you know, don't make the color for the driveway. There's pushback that they want colors, that they want us to give a palette or a direction on pre-approved colors or driveway. Just for the painting of driveways. So in order to fulfill what they're asking, I was thinking in our metal roof section, when we crafted the metal roof, we said the color of the roof shall be limited to colors silver, gray, brown, copper, and white. But then they come back and they apply for a permit, and we follow that as a guideline for paint permits. I think the concern is that a pink driveway will get through, or an orange driveway, or so they're asking us to come up with a color range for the thing. So I thought we would start off by using the roof as a template for this. It's, believe me. But it's what they're asking for. I think it's a little wacky, but I think that any permit, like any paint permit that's not pre-approved, which I think that we should consider a driveway like a roof and just say every permit for a driveway needs to come in for, any permit for a painted driveway needs to come in for us. No pre-approved colors, but they must stay within these limited colors.
Yeah, I mean, I think we said that already, which was we give them the same as the house color. I mean, I don't know what the pre-approved
Well, the problem is that the
wall color is.
pre-approved wall colors are like, there's light purples, there's light,
I've never looked. So I don't know.
there's the really light shades of pinks and purples, and they're afraid that we're gonna start having purple driveways or pink driveways.
Yeah, so I've never looked at I just always assumed they were like white, off-white,
Pretty much is,
gray and beige.
Yeah.
Like the pre-approved. If there are light pinks and light purples, okay, yes, I don't want that.
I mean, we went through basically, we just like, we took the fan deck and like the bottom two lightest colors, we approved those, but then we took out large sections of like really bright greens and oranges and things like that, that we don't want houses to be. So it's pretty much a very soft palette. So I think if we go back to them and say, all driveways require a permit by the planning board, us, or color approval, it's not permit, color approval by the planning board. But they shall be limited to black. I mean, asphalt's black. Do we want black or no? Is it too dark?
But these are for
Painted driveways, painted concrete.
Well,
someone is resurfacing their asphalt, that's one thing.
Okay, so I'm throwing this out there. So the roof colors, we have silver.
but aren't we gonna have that be the first argument when somebody wants to paint their driveway black, and then they say, well, you allow asphalt, and that's black.
It just seems very stark color between asphalt. Because asphalt's really, is it more of like a dark gray?
It depends on if it's brand new or old. I mean,
Yeah.
It's black to start with. And then,
Yeah. I don't think black personally should be an approved color. I think it's,
yeah, I don't see that.
I think we should stick with silver gray, because I could see somebody painting a house
Silver is not
like a
really
light
color.
silver.
Gray. Silver's
Okay, so gray. So
gray.
Scarlett, what do you think of silver?
I don't think so. I don't like it.
do you think
I
of
think
gray?
it'd be too, gray's fine.
Yeah, white, gray,
White?
beige.
I think
charcoal.
silver, we could get a real metallic look,
Yeah,
like,
no,
yeah, it could be,
definitely, that's
it would
good.
look terrible.
Gray,
White, gray, charcoal.
charcoal or gray?
Yeah, well, I think of gray as being lighter than charcoal.
Okay, I'm just saying it's within
Charcoals
that.
are compromised for the asphalt argument, right?
White, gray, what about natural? Should we just, because they don't have to paint them. I mean, this is only if they want to paint them.
Yeah, I mean, well, unfinished concrete is already, yeah.
So there's not, you're not required to paint it, but if you do, these are the colors. So what about brown?
Yeah, because that'll look natural with the landscape, but brown goes nice with landscape colors.
Brown?
Yeah,
And you said beige?
Another lighter, brown color.
or like a brick color,
Oh, terracotta?
terracotta, right? Yeah.
We have white, gray, charcoal, brown, and terracotta. Any other colors you can think of? Or do you want to put beige in there?
Beige, yeah.
Yes, beige?
Beige, and then and you had brown, right? And that's
Yeah.
good enough.
That's enough.
That's pre-approved. After that.
Well, but what they're saying is, these are the only color palettes that are available. But any color within that, you have to come for approval. But you're not allowed to come in and, let's say, ask for a red or an orange. You're automatically they're not allowed. We're saying you must stay within this range, kind of like what we did with metal roofs.
Yeah.
Agree?
Yeah.
So we got white, gray, charcoal, brown, beige, terracotta. So, or
Just as long as we understand there's like a million, there's something called like tabby concrete, right? Got like shells and whatnot in it. Beautiful.
But that would be, tabby would be, it would be unfinished, because it's part of the concrete.
Yeah, Yes, as long, so I'm just saying, all these things have these unforeseen consequences.
So we just put, we could put, should we mention, should we just say unfinished?
Yeah, I think it'd be good to put on, clarify that everyone's not forced to paint their driveway one of those colors.
Okay. So colors can be white, gray, charcoal, brown, beige, terracotta, and then also driveway, concrete can be we'll say sealed, unfinished,
Say, yeah.
sealed.
Clear, sealed, or unfinished.
Okay. We're good with all that?
I think so.
All right, so next month we have meetings on the, what was it again? So the 6th and the 20th. So SB is actually going to be off during the 20th. But she's asking to be off. And she's asking what our opinion of her being off, and I'm saying go for it. Enjoy your time off. Everybody deserves vacation time. So is anybody else going to be absent during that 20th?
Yeah, I mean, I think more likely I would be absent from 24th to 2nd than.
What day? Oh, it's a Monday, obviously. Yeah, I think I'm leaving town on the 23rd, so I'll be fine.
You're okay.
Yeah.
So
But we could bump, I mean, I would be fine with, let's say, if we wanted 2 hearings in December, bump it to like the Thursday before or something.
you said it's already been published?
It's already on the calendar. Because they, the first.
So what are we discussing, canceling it or?
Well,
adding it without that?
either, I think we should have it because we're so, we're just so busy. But
Being that, a week prior, that week, everything will be set, because I have to make sure everything is good at least 4 to 5 days before. So at least by the 15th, I'll have it. 17th is Thursday.
So you're just saying we'll have it the 20th, we won't have that.
yeah, not have SB. And it maybe suggest that we don't have anything major on the agenda. Like, let's just keep it a simple agenda with windows, paint, no new construction, no, nothing that we really should have you here listening to us. So even if we just want to cap the agenda at 10 items, no walk-ons, no anything like that. And then we'll meet and, you go enjoy your time off. Please. Any other business?
I may not be here on the 6th. If I come, I will be late.
Okay.
I have a conflict.
If you're not, just let us know, send an email.
I will, yeah, for sure.
So Sander has been replaced.
Yeah, so we only excused Manny and Dave, does that mean Sander is no longer a member?
Well, so his resignation letter said he would serve until a new person was appointed. And at the last commission, they appointed a gentleman named David Grun. So he is now taking Sander's position. Sander is now, because of his resignation, is no longer on the board. So hopefully he'll be able to join us at the next meeting, David. Any other business? All right, motion to adjourn. Second. You're adjourned at 8:29. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to turn your microphones off.